What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another preview on the Captain's Corner here. And we got another preview today. We got the Chicago Blackhawks up on tap. And so another one, I've got to keep trying to crank these out. The season's getting closer and closer. Kind of started these a little later than I would like to. I would have liked, ideally, had one a day for 32 days. But I didn't have enough time to pre-record a bunch and get them lined up. So it's kind of just wing it right now and see how it goes. So obviously next year, that is the goal, is to spend most of summer recording them when there's no news going on. I can really do that. Like, there won't be regular podcast, maybe episode a week, maybe some kind of special stuff. But I'm really going to just try to roll with getting more stuff set up for the preseason. So now, like, all of them, or pretty close to all of them, would be out. So then I can just start rolling into training camp stuff, as training camps have started getting going. But that's not the case here, as I do have to play a little bit of catch up here. So bear with me here. I'm trying to get all these out. I really do want to do all 32 because I do want to make it a tradition of every year having 32 episodes. So let's get into it. 32 episodes, 32 teams. And today we got Chicago Blackhawks, team that got worse. They had a bad year last year, and they're really going into the rebuild phase, and they're really selling everyone. So let's get into their production for last year, what happened with them last year, and we'll go from there. But so let's get right into that. So kind of getting into last season here. Patrick Kane, he led the team in points, 78 games played, 26 goals, and 66 assists. So he led the way there. DeBrincat was second, no longer on the team, 78 points. He had a good year for them. Young guy there, Seth Jones, 51 points for a defenseman, 5 goals, 46 assists. Dylan Strome, 48 points. I believe he's gone. Brandon Hagel had 37, so they had a lot of drop-off. Taves had 37 in 71 games. He's a guy. Year maybe left, 2, who knows with him. Kubalik, 32 points. Kirby Dach, recovering from an injury-prone couple of years. 70 games played, 26 points, 9 goals, 17 assists, no longer with the team. Jake McKay is going to miss the first bit of the season with them. He had 22 points and 75 games, And then kind of just going down the lineup, they really don't have too much going on for them. Taylor Radish came over in the Tampa trade. He had 10 points in 21 games, getting a little more of a chance. Tyler Johnson, coming off neck surgery, had 7 points in 26 games. Boris Kachuk coming over in that Tampa series trade, 1 point in 21 games. So really, they got a lot of prospects played last year. Really, no one looked like they lit it up. Obviously, they had Marc-Andre Fleury for the first half of the year, 45 games played, 2.95 goals against average. Kevin Lankinen played in 32 games, 3.5 goals against average, and 891 save percentage. He did not look good. So that was their team last year. So it was not pretty. So let's find their departures here. It wasn't pretty. They had a bad record. They lost a lot of guys. They kept Kane, they kept Taves, they kept their older guys because they're still under contract. But it's going to be one of those seasons where they're going to question what is the next step for these guys. So as you can see here, last year they finished 28, 42, and 12, and that was 7th in the Central. So, really a lot to think about here. But here, pulling up their departures. Let's do departures first. They lost Alex DeBrincat, obviously. Big one they just let walk away. No, they traded for him, I believe. Yeah, he went to Ottawa. They really didn't give up much. Kirby Dach, they traded him to Montreal. Did not give much up. Dylan Strome walked in free agency to Washington. Kubalik to Detroit. Gustin to Washington. Kevin Lankinen to Nashville. And Brett Conley is solo UFA. They added Andreas Athanasio, Max Domi, Colin Blackwell, Peter Mrazek, Jack Johnson, Alex Stolak. So those are their two goaltending pairs, and Buddy Robertson. So, yeah. A team that did not do great. So looking at their upcoming projected lineup, yikes. This is going to basically spell out for how their season is going to go next year. They got Taylor Radish, Max Domi, Patrick Kane as a projected line one. Poor Patrick Kane. They got Colin Blackwell, Jonathan Taves, Tyler Johnson, line two. Anthony Ciu, Reichel, and Kurashev. Then Kachuk, Lafferty, and Entolist. Back six, I got Vlasic and Seth Jones, Jack Johnson, Caleb Jones, Stillman, Connor Murphy, and then they obviously Kahir out and McCabe out. So McCabe will help their blue line. Then they had Mrazek and Stolak at net. So yeah, that's going to be rough. They got $7 million cap space. They're going to be looking to move Patrick Kane. Patrick Kane's not finished. Unless he somehow comes out and says he wants to stay there. He's not finishing his career there. He's going to go to a team like the Rangers. I don't know, someone like that, where he has a chance at a cup and that fits him. But yeah, but let's get into their contract situations coming up. So two guys I think they'll move at deadline unless they retire after this year, which I don't think Patrick Kane will. Patrick Kane's on his last year of a 10.5 deal. Jonathan Taves is the last year on his 10.5 deal. Tyler Johnson got 2 years left at $5 million. And Anthony Ciu, 1 year at 3. Domi, 1 year at 3. Blackwell's got 2 years at 1.2. So this is going to be a team that's got a lot of RFAs coming up after this, but they're going to have to make some decisions here on how they're going to build their team. Then they got all these guys left for 2 years. Reichel, Entwist, Hardman, Johnson, Kachuk, Radish. Those guys all have 2 years and they'll be RFAs. And Kurashev has 1 year and he'll be an RFA. Defensively, there's Seth Jones for a while at 9.5 cap hit. Riley Stillman, 2 years at 1.3. Caleb Jones, 1 year at 1.3. Mrazek, they got 2 more years at 3.8 for him. And Stolak, 1 year at 750. And they have Jake McCabe for 3 years at $4 million. So yeah, definitely a team not to keep an eye on, besides what's going to happen with them with the Patrick Kane saga. So yeah, not high expectations. To me, them in Arizona, the only reason I picked them ahead of Arizona is they have Patrick Kane, obviously a game changer. Arizona has no one like that can really help them. But besides that, they're a team they got a little more. They have more talent than Arizona. They do, but they're going to be bottom two. They're going to be fighting for a draft lottery spot. They really aren't going to have too much going on. It's going to be a bad season. They got terrible goaltending. I don't know. I'm sorry, Chicago fans. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's not going to be a good year for you guys. But you did get cups. You guys sold out for those cups in those couple years, and you got them. You built your dynasty. Dynasty's clearly over. They're going full rebuild here. I just don't get it, though. They're going full rebuild, but I don't know. I think Doc's a guy you build around. He's a young guy, huge. He's had his injury problems, but he gets healthy. Maybe he's a good player. He was a good player in junior. He got the size I would love for him to be good in Montreal. That'd be awesome for him. He's definitely a guy I root for. To Brinkett, how do you let a guy like that walk? Brandon Hagel, another guy, how do you trade him? Those are guys you build around. You can't just take all 18-year-olds and be like, oh, here we go. Let's just play all 18-year-olds. I don't know. Maybe they should have moved on from Kane, Taves. Yeah, those guys have been your franchise for so long. But they're not going to finish their career here now anyways. They don't want to pay to Brinkett. I can't buy that. I can't buy that. So I'm sorry, Chicago fans. Going to be a bad couple years coming up. Taking from a Sabres fan sucks. We've been in this position for a long time. kind of sore in this position. But yeah, you guys are going full tank, full rebuild, like terrible dumpster, dead last, one of the worst teams in the league. So yeah, that's really I got for Chicago. Really nothing happening for them. I'm sorry, guys. But the most interesting to watch this year is what's going to happen with Kane, what's going to happen with Taves. Obviously, there's more hype around Kane. He's still producing. Like, he's still an elite player, and he could help a contender, and that's for sure. So definitely a thing to keep an eye out on. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to follow us on social media. They're all on the screen here or down in the description. And we'll keep rolling out these season previews. And we're only at 20 days from hockey, so it's really exciting. Can't wait for it. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.